If you are already subscribed to my channel, I want you to know how much I appreciate that. It lets me know that there are people who are out there supporting me, encouraging me, standing behind me, and cheering me on as I work through this weight loss journey. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? It tells me that there are people out there who like the videos that I'm making and they want to see more. Please also leave comments down below, hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you like the video, and I hope that you enjoy today's What I Eat in a Day. Good morning, I am Elizabeth, and I am living in the light. And that means I am documenting my weight loss journey using the Optavia 5-in-1 program. With the Optavia 5-in-1 program, I eat 5 fuelings a day, which come to me in my monthly Optavia box, and I make 1 lean and green meal. So my What I Eat in a Day videos are going to show you what I eat in a day as far as the fuelings go, how I prepare them, and then my lean and green meal, which I have as my afternoon or evening meal. Fueling number 1 is the cranberry honey nut granola bar, which I am going to enjoy with my first cup of coffee, probably my second cup of coffee, and I will get started on my first 40 ounces of water. See you back for fueling number 2. Fueling number 2 this morning is going to be a golden pancake, just the plain without the chocolate chips. I have said this before, but I make my fuelings straight. So just with water. I will use, if I'm gonna waffle something, a quick little spritz of avocado oil. You need 10 sprays in order to equal a condiment, and I don't even use, I probably use 1 spray with as quick as I spritz, and I don't even spritz every time. So I really don't even use 1/10 of a condiment. I don't add eggs, I don't add flavorings, I don't add syrups to my waffle, my pancakes, I just eat them straight up. You do you. I'm just telling you what I do for myself because that works best for me, to just follow the plan as it is. So with the golden chocolate chip pancake, I'm gonna make 2 waffles. So I'm gonna use 1/4 cup of water, that's 4 tablespoons. I find if I wanna do 2 waffles, that 1/4 cup is best. Dump in the fuelings and then mix it up. Also, these are 3 tools that I think are absolutely invaluable to my progress, and that is these small little measuring cups. You can get them, I got this on, I think this actually is Pampered Chef. You can get them from Walmart, you can get them on Amazon. Just little 1/4 cup. They also measure in tablespoons, which is really helpful. Really small spatulas. And this mini dash waffle maker. I actually also have the dash griddle, which doesn't have any of the waffle grooves in it. And that's really good for doing, I like to do the biscuits in that, and I make 1 biscuit, and it's nice and thick and fluffy, and it's really good. So I'm gonna do like 1 quick little spritz like that. I'm gonna add in about half of my pancake batter. Spread it just a little bit, close the lid, and then I'm gonna let this cook for about 3 minutes. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Fueling number 2, 2 great golden pancakes made into waffles. I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store. That's why I changed my shirt. I'm gonna throw these in a paper towel and grab my water bottle and head to pick up some veggies from a friend and some groceries from the store, and I will probably have fueling number 3 on the road, so I'll probably record that, and then I'll see you for fueling number 3 on the road. All right, fueling number 3 I had to have in the car. I had the cheddar and herb, zesty cheddar and Italian herb crunchers. They were delicious and really hit the spot. So that was fueling number 3. I'll see you in a little bit for fueling number 4. Fueling number 4 is the sweet blueberry biscuit. And this is only the 2nd time I've made it. So I made it the first time. The blueberries to me were a little firm because they're dried. So I thought this time that I would go ahead and mix the water in. It calls for 3 tablespoons. I actually used just a little under 4, so probably 3.5, just to give a little more hydration to the blueberries. And I have let this sit in my refrigerator mixed up since 9 o'clock this morning. It's now 2. I'm getting ready to make fueling number 4. So I let it sit there for 5 hours. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. We're gonna look. So I'm gonna use the Dash griddle. And again, like a really quick spritz with the nonstick spray. I use the Pam avocado oil. I'm gonna let it sit for 3 minutes on the griddle. Then I'm gonna flip it over and then I'm gonna let it sit for another couple of minutes just to make sure that it is cooked thoroughly through. And that's because it doesn't make as much contact with the top. So I wanna make sure that both sides get cooked fairly evenly. And I will come back and show you what that looks like. All right, this actually was probably about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna guess 5 minutes per side. That looks much better on the inside. Go ahead and break it open. And you can see those blueberries already look a lot more plump. Let me give it a taste. It's really hot, but totally not bad. I will definitely let it hydrate a little bit next time. I will see you back here to make our lean and green. We're gonna make stuffed mini peppers. The first thing I wanna do is go ahead and cook the ground turkey. So I'm gonna add that to my hot pan. Get that all browned up, and then I'm going to weigh it before I add in all of the other ingredients. The turkey's pretty much cooked here, but I'm actually going to let it cook just a little bit longer to evaporate all of the water that is cooked off, give it a little bit of caramelization, I hope. There's not a lot of fat in lean ground turkey, so I'm hoping that a little bit of caramelization will add a little bit more flavor. I see quite a bit of browning here. I don't want to overcook it because it is lean ground turkey and I don't want it to be too dry. I'm going to let it cool in the pan here so that it'll continue to get a little bit brown. And then I will weigh out my 3.5 ounces and we will go from there. Another little thing that I did that is different than what is in the recipe below is I measured out my turkey and then I put the poblano peppers in the hot skillet and I let that cook in the hot skillet after I took out all of the turkey until it was kind of a little bit charred. The recipe itself says to saute the peppers first and then put in the meat and go from there, but I am only making it for one person and I cooked more turkey than I needed, so that's what I did. So now I'm going to add in my seasoning. So my 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic and herb seasoning, my 1/8 of a teaspoon of chili powder, the tablespoon of diced chilies and tomatoes, the tablespoon of sour cream, and actually when I was reading the condiment list, fat-free and regular sour cream are both the same, like it's as a condiment, nothing different. So that's just enough to moisten those things together. And then my 1/2 cup, which I weighed out, of the shredded cheese. And I'm gonna mix all of that together. And then I'm gonna fill some pepper halves. Let me show you how I'm gonna make the crema that goes on top. I love that 1/2 of an avocado is almost always 1.5 ounces, and that's exactly what this one was. So this is 1/2 of an avocado. Give it a little bit of a mush with my fork. And then I'm gonna add in my 1/2 teaspoon of lime juice, my 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, because avocado always needs salt. And then I'm gonna mix this up until it gets as smooth as I can get it with a fork. And then I'm gonna put it into a Ziploc, like a sandwich size Ziploc bag. And that way I can drizzle it over my nachos as my crema. And if I need to add a little water to thin this out, I might do that because it still is a little bit on the thick side, but this will be delicious. I have my oven preheating to 375, and while that is preheating, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these peppers. I have no idea how much this is gonna take for each one, so I'm just gonna put a spoonful at a time on there and see how much it takes. Well, they say the best tools in the kitchen are your hands, and I just had to resort to my fingers in order to get these full. I also decided I was going to push everything together into the center of the pan, and that way, as things melt, they'll be more nacho-y instead of being completely separate. As soon as my oven finishes heating, I'm going to slide these into the oven. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I'm going to check them at about 10 minutes, but when I pull them out, I'll let you know how long it took me to bake them. All right, 14 minutes at 375. And I have my crema, actually more like guacamole, inside this bag, so I'm going to cut the end off and just drizzle this all over them. And there I have my mini pepper nachos with a avocado lime crema. I'll see you back here for fueling number 6. My very last fueling of the day is the chewy chocolate chip cookie. And as I've said before, I don't have a microwave, so I rely on either the oven, the stovetop, my trusty air fryer to do some of the fuelings that normally people cook in the microwave. So the way that you do this one is it is 2 tablespoons of cold water. It is the cookie mix. I have preheated my air fryer to 375 because the instructions do say bake at 375 for 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to mix this up. It is a very thick, definitely looks like cookie dough. It doesn't take much to mix it up. Some people eat it raw, which you can. Use the little paper tray. It's totally fine to put that in. You can put that in the oven. You can put it in the air fryer. So I've done both and haven't had a single problem with that. I'm going to dump the fueling into the container. And as I have said before, I scrape every last little bit. I paid a lot for these fuelings, and I'm not letting anything go to waste. Kind of spread it out just a little bit. Doesn't have to be flat in there, but I do try to get it with a little bit of spread in there. And then I'm going to pop this into my air fryer, and I'm going to set it for 9 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. The top is going to be brown, and you'll see that, but the inside is always so soft. It makes the outside a little crunchy. It is a perfect final fueling of the day, so I will show you what that looks like when I pull it out. Are you ready to see what it looks like? That's hot. It does look a little burnt, but it's really not. Let me flip this out. And you'll see even on the bottom of this, it's a great, nice brown color. I'm gonna let that cool for a little bit because it's super hot. And then I'm going to eat my final fueling and call it a day. Thanks for joining me. Please join me again for my next video. Until next time, live in the light.